sorry, I'm in the middle of a training. I will call you back once I'm done. Okay, it's recording. Let me text everybody that. Okay, hop back on. They're jumping on.
They are?
Yeah. Okay. This girl, it's Naomi. She called me. Just sorry that I'll call her back after my training, please. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys are way too good to me. I'm so sorry. This is what happens when you try to, it's just Monday. It's just Monday. There's a lot going on. I couldn't say no to a listing appointment first thing in the morning on Monday. I had to get out there. But
of course.
Now I'm just struggling to catch up with you guys. I'm so sorry. All right, let me let everybody back in real quick. Everybody's jumping on. I owe you guys. You're the best. All right, so look guys, I know that this training has been crazy because I'm just out of whack right now, and I wasn't even able to get my laptop set up, which is where the presentations are, and I'm on Anai's laptop right now. So here's what I would like to do. I would like to do some role playing with you guys, okay? I would like for everybody to get involved and just wake up. Just wake up, you know. If you need to, here's something that I do in the morning and it kind of helps me. The days that we just started going to the gym. We just started going to the gym together. I got myself an accountability buddy, got myself 2 accountability buddies, Anai and Sierra. And all we do is we just walk on the treadmill. That's all we do. It was something that we decided to do just to get up and moving. So I highly recommend that. But if you're not going to the gym in the morning, the days that I don't go to the gym, it really helps for
Mira, este es mi listing. Ah, pero son 300 yenes.
No son lo mismo.
Mira.
Just to kind of like wake up, take a few minutes to step outside. Especially on days that it's a little bit fresh outside, like just take a few minutes to step outside and let the sun hit you and just get that fresh air. Because I'm telling you guys look asleep right now. And that's not good. That's not good. It's Monday. We got things to do. We want to put ourselves out there as the real estate experts. That means that on Monday we're grinding. So let's do some role play. Let's get you guys awake and motivated. And I really want this to be a good start to not only the week, but the month, guys. It's March 1st. That's so exciting. That means that we have all new goals for the month. It's an entirely new goal, entirely new month to try to set up for April, right? Everything that we get this month is going to be for April. So if you guys have anything fun and exciting going on in April that you're trying to do, you guys are trying to go on vacation, trying to have parties for the kids, trying to buy yourself a new piece of furniture, whatever it is that you're doing, everything that you do this month is for next month. Remember, March, it's over. Whatever is lined up is lined up. And if you don't have anything lined up, I'm so sorry, but you're not going to get paid. So let's make April, May, June, some great months, and we have to start that now. So listings is what we have been focusing on. I would like to do some role playing with listings so you guys can get comfortable speaking to potential sellers about getting into their house. Okay, so that's something huge. Is if we're putting ourselves out there and we're trying to get these appointments, sometimes we get the hesitation from sellers that they're just, a lot of times their hesitation is they don't want to let you in the house because they don't understand what that means for them. They think that by letting you into the house, you might pressure them into a sale. They're not sure if it's going to cost them anything. they're not exactly sure what you're gonna do in there. So somebody needs to mute themselves. So we have to get past that initial hesitation in order to get that appointment. So let's see. Lilia, yes, because she's at our training today. We haven't seen her in a while. Okay, so Lilia, you will be the seller, okay? You'll be the potential seller. And Norma, you will be the agent, okay? Norma, no? You're not up for it?
I'll try.
You got this.
A ver what I'm doing.
Okay,
Let's see what I'm doing.
I believe in you. All right, so, Lilia, you got to take yourself off of mute though.
Norma, you don't want to be my listing agent?
There you go.
I do.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Sounds good.
So Lilia is, let's say, I really want to go with social media because I really want you guys pushing your stuff on social media, okay? You have other agents' listings to post. You have your beautiful faces to post. You have your kids to post. Post. So you open up that door for anybody that's a little bit interested in just questions in general. So typically, when somebody approaches you on social media, it's usually kind of like, they don't usually even ask you what they really want to know up front, right? It's kind of hesitant. So let's say, Lilia, you saw a listing that Norma posted on social media, and that listing looked kind of similar to your house. So you're interested in getting more information, but you're very hesitant because you don't like salespeople. So you're very hesitant about what you tell her and don't tell her, because you just don't feel comfortable with her and you don't know her personally, but you follow her stuff because she posts very beautiful houses and you like looking at her stuff. So you're gonna approach her and then you guys take it from there. Norma, your goal is to get her address. Your goal isn't even to set up the appointment. Your goal is just to get the address, to give her an estimated value. After you get that estimated value, then you're going to try to set up the appointment. But for right now, we're just focusing on getting her comfortable enough to give you her address so you can do a preliminary CMA. Okay? Ready? Okay. And action.
So, ring.
No, on social media. You're gonna
social media.
So you can just say what you're
typing.
Denise, it's because I'm old school.
Oh, okay, you can call her. That's fine. You can call her.
No.
So I posted my phone number so you could call me.
Yeah. She has her phone number up, so you definitely can call her. That's fine.
Okay, because I'm an old school, remember.
Okay, that works. That works.
Okay.
Good morning,
Hello.
Norma.
Good morning.
How are you?
How may I help you? I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, thank you for asking. I saw one of your list. I saw that you are a sales agent, and I saw one of your listings that shows beautiful on the social media. And I'm planning to sell my house since last year, since 2020. But because of the COVID and all the things that been happening lately, I'm a little bit concerned to put my house on the market. And so what do you think that to put my house on the market on this time will be a good idea? Or what can you, advice can you give me to put my house on the market right now?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for reaching out. out. I'm glad you liked, you know, what I post, that you follow me. I appreciate that. So you're asking me about your home. I really think that this is a good time for you to sell. Even though, you know, we're like in a pandemic, and I don't know, it just, I got nervous. I think the sales have risen more than in the past. So you are right at a very good time to sell. I would need some information just to start off with, so that I can help you the most that I can. And by doing that, I would need to know your address, and then that way I can see more or less the area that you live in, and I can tell you more or less, you know, do a CMA, a comparable, and see more or less the value of your home, and then we can go from there. If you have any other questions.
Okay, Norma, you know, my neighbors, I have a couple of neighbors that have been selling
my video for a second.
Their house in the last month. So I do have an idea that how much my house will worth. And another thing, I noticed the house are selling so fast. So I think that maybe if I put a sign outside of my house with my name and phone number, I can sell my house by my own, because because like I said, lately I sold my neighbors sold their houses in a couple of days. So what will be the benefit for me to work with you? What will you offer me to give you my house? What will be your value to me?
Well, first of all, you could do that. You could sell it on your own. But if you list with me, I will be able to market your house. I will be able to put it on MLS, the multiple listing,
services. Services.
Yes.
See?
I can put it there, so a lot more people will reach out to it. I have a few platforms, you know, on social media that I use. So a lot of more, I think you'll have more of a chance of people looking at your house than if you just put a sign outside your house. With me, you know, take, of course, my sign. People won't bother you. They'll bother me. They'll call me. The only person you have to talk to is with me. I will not only market your home as much as I can, but I will walk you through the process, all the paperwork, all the, you know, talking to the lenders, talking to the other realtor, to the title companies. I mean, I will bring everything to you. You will not have to do anything. You have any questions, you talk to me. Like I said, it's just even putting it on MLS will give you so many buyers interested. And right now, believe me, that your house will sell no matter where it's at. I mean, I've sold a few homes in less than 3 days. So we can hope that yours can be sold as soon as that. But
okay. Should we continue, or I say, okay?
She hasn't gotten what she needs. You continue until she gets what she needs, or until she gets stuck.
So look, Lilia, so what we can do, like I said, I could give you, I could do a CMA for you. I mean, that's a start. We can talk about numbers. If you give me your address, I can start on that. And that's all we need for now. And we'll talk about numbers, and you let me know what you think. And then we can go from there.
Norma, very often I receive letters from different realtors offering me to do a free CMA with no obligation. So I can take advantage of that. And like I said, because of the neighbor has been selling lately a lot. So I know for sure that I might have an idea how much my house will worth. And I do have free platforms of social media that I can advertise my home. So and I know that if I go to any title company, they will be more than happy to work with me, even if I'm not an agent. So for me to pay like a commission that I understand that you charge like 6%, it might be worth it to decide to work with an agent instead of put my house on the market by my own and save that 6% of the commission. So it needs to be something that I really see that is worth it for me to pay that much.
Okay. And that, I don't know what to say to that.
Okay.
You guys did like, great. Do you want me to help you or not? In my mind, no, I'm like, okay, then you sell it.
You guys,
normal.
Yes. You guys did great. No, and you're right. And Lilia's right, and you're right. Okay, so a couple of notes, okay? So first, she did contact you, right? She did contact you, so that's where the confusion is like, well, do you want me to help you or not? Lilia had some very solid objections, okay? I think if anything that you guys can get out of her role play, her objections were on point. Those are
that got me nervous.
Yeah, but
that's what got me nervous. I was like,
those are the types of objections that you're gonna get from sellers. So if you don't know the answer to those, you have to practice it, because that's it. See, when it comes to scripts and role playing, what you have to understand is in reality, what you're gonna say is gonna be the same almost each and every time. For example, whenever I set up a buyer's consultation, I can tell you verbatim, and I can teach Anaí verbatim exactly what she needs to say every single time I set up a buyer's consultation. It's always the exact same thing, whether it's on text message or whether I say it over the phone. So when you guys are saying your scripts, you should have something verbatim. Have you guys ever heard of an elevator pitch? No. An elevator pitch is essentially whenever you're pitching anything, they call it an elevator pitch because you're in an elevator for a very short amount of time. So if you were to get stuck in an elevator with somebody and they were to ask you, what is it that you do? Or how can you help me? You should be able to give your pitch within 30 seconds. It should be quick. So the biggest feedback that I have for you, Norma, is you were talking too much. There was too much information. You should have it really short and sweet and condensed, because the more you talk, it's almost like you're giving her too much information, too much stuff to think about. And there's things that she wasn't even thinking about before that now it's coming up because of everything that you're giving her. So it's very short and sweet and to the point. For example, when she said, well, what is it that would be different with you? Like, what value would you bring to the table? That is something that everybody should know off the top of their head. That is the script. And then the objections are going to be, for example, well, I have social media. Why can't I just put up a sign and sell it myself? That's the objection. Okay. So what's your value proposition? Remember, we talked about our one value proposition. Your value proposition is going to be different when you're working with buyers, and it's going to be different when you're working with sellers. So right now that we're in a seller's market, and everybody knows that a seller is going to sell their house regardless of how ugly it is, regardless of the condition, regardless of the location. any seller can sell their house right now. Why would they hire you? What do we really have to offer a seller right now? Why would any seller in the right mind hire us right now?
Get the best offer.
To get the best offer. Yes, that's exactly, that's a good one. You have to make it be known. Look, just because it's a seller's market and you can sell it doesn't mean that you're gonna know exactly how to get the best offer. Why? Because there's a lot that goes into a listing. There's a lot of preparation that goes into preparing your property for the offer. Are you aware that home staging can increase the value of your offers, the interest and the offer prices? I'm going to go in there, personally coach you on what needs to come down and go up, and then I'm going to bring in a professional stager. Not even me. It's not me. It's a professional stager that's going to come in and professionally stage your house. On top of that, we're going to take professional pictures. Why? Because the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put it up not just on social media, but we're going to put it up online, where it's going to go to over 180 sites worldwide, because we know that about 90% of buyers start their search online. So first impression is key. And Miss Seller, most average homeowners don't know how to present their home to the best of their ability. We want to make sure that your first impression is at its absolute finest, that your home is the best home in the neighborhood so you can get the absolute best offers. On top of that, there's a lot of legal documents that you're going to be signing. I'm going to be here to work on your behalf and ensure that you're protected. I'm going to make sure that you understand everything that you're signing and that you're agreeing to something that's in your best interest. Now, have you sold any homes before, Mrs. Seller? Have you, Miss Lilia? No? You haven't sold any homes before,
No,
right?
I sure don't. No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I went straight into, I should have said something. I just went straight into it.
No.
Got in the zone.
No, because I'm the seller. You're right, because I'm the seller.
Have you ever sold a home before?
No, I sure don't know.
So then you wouldn't know that there's a lot of legal binding documents that you're going to be signing. I go through these legal binding documents every day. I sell multiple homes per month, and I've been doing this for 5 years. I would hate for you to sign something and not completely understand it and put yourself in a position where you're at a disadvantage, right? So all of this is part of our value proposition, but you need to know what your value is. You need to understand that before you even step out of the house today. How are you going to get a seller and you don't know what you're selling? You don't even know what your value is. You do know it, you just haven't practiced saying your script. So you guys should be able to say this in your sleep. Like, I literally just like zoned out when I started saying this. Like, I just went into my zone and just like, this is it. Like, what do you, my question is, why wouldn't you hire me? Like, hold on. Your question is why? No, you need to hire me. It's in your best interest to hire. You have to hire. You know what? You don't have to hire me, but you definitely need to hire somebody, because it's not in any seller's best interest. And I will tell them this, regardless of whether it's me or not, you have to hire somebody. It's in your best interest to do that.
Miss Seller, Miss Agent, Miss Listing Agent, I haven't sell a house personally, but I went with my sister when she sold her house, and I was with her, and I went with her to the title company, and they explained to her every single document. And if she had any question, the closing officer explained everything to her, and her agent, it was there, but actually the closing officer did all explain all the documents, so I don't see the I don't see the value.
So that's a great observation. So like my partner Miss Norma said, you can sell your house.
Thank you.
You can sell it. You can sell it. There's no doubt in our mind that you can sell. You can put up a sign right now and you'll get calls on it and you'll sell it. That you can do. We're not disagreeing with that and we're not objecting to that. What our job here is to do is to get you the absolute best offer possible and to protect you along the way and to be there for the process from A to Z. And we're professionals that do this all the time. And and studies have showed that for sale by owners typically end up netting less than had they listed with their agent, even though they're paying sales commissions. So if I could net you more for your property and take the work off of your hands and make your home the most beautiful home on the neighborhood, the most beautiful and desirable home on the neighborhood, wouldn't that be worth giving it a shot?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead and sign right here.
Denise, another thing that I always tell to the people that are reluctant to list the house with an agent is that they may receive a lot of calls or door knockings, and that people may not be qualified. So I always tell them that they will receive a qualified leads or potential clients, and that we as an agents we don't waste our time. And when we bring a lead or a buyer to look houses, is because they are already pre-qualified.
Right.
So that's how.
In reality, let me tell you what's really in my head. What's really in my head is these people don't know what they're doing. Like at the end of the day, they just don't know what they're doing. And we do. That's really it. Like, can she do it? Yeah, she could do it. She could do it, and she could probably get to closing, but it's gonna be a desmadre, right? She's not gonna get what she wants for it. She's gonna have to talk to she's not gonna understand half of the stuff that she's signing. She's gonna, like Lilia says, she's gonna deal with, the second that the sign's up, she's gonna deal with so many calls, it's gonna be overwhelming. At the same time, you kind of have to pick your battles, okay? Because we could say 1,000 things about why it's a good idea for us to sell, but we have to find her trigger. And Lilia's doing a really good job at just giving us every objection that she can think of right now, because we're role playing. So thank you, Lilia, because that's what we're practicing. But most clients, sellers or buyers, they're not gonna have a list of objections. They're gonna have one or two. Now you should have a list of objection handlers. You should know all of the objections, and then you cater to the ones that come up. So kind of like when I was mentioning to you, Norma, sometimes we talk so much that we kind of get into the habit of, we even talk about the objections that they're not even talking about. Like in reality with her, we should have really been just focusing on, look, you can sell it. Completely agree with that. I know you can do that. You can and you will. You'll do it in a week. I know you'll do that. However, this is the reason why it's important, and then just stick to that. Do your quick elevator pitch and move on. Is there any other concerns? Now, what do you think about that? And allow her to give you another objection if there is another objection. Especially this early on when we're just trying to get her address. You're not trying to get her to sign anything. You're not trying to go to her house yet. What we're trying to do is we're trying to collect her address so that we can do a preliminary CMA. Okay, we're gonna do a preliminary CMA, and in this preliminary CMA, we're gonna get a range of prices. So let's say we do a CMA and it comes out to anywhere between 180 and 210, 180,000 to 210. That's the numbers that I'm going to come back and give Lilia. I'm going to say, okay, Miss Seller, I looked into your property. I did a preliminary analysis. So it looks like your home value is going to be anywhere between 180 to 210. Why is it important for me to give her a range? Does anyone know why is it important for me to give her a range and not just a number?
So she can ask, so my house, how much will be my house?
Right. You've given her such a large range. She's still curious. You've given her enough to where you've answered her question, but she's still curious because what you need to do next is you need to get into the house. You have to get into the house because you can't try to assign the listing over the phone or over messages. That's a horrible idea. Don't ever try to do that. It's not going to work. You have to get into the house. You have to build rapport in person, and you have to check the condition of the property. As wonderful as Miss Lilia sounds on the phone, I don't know if she's a hoarder. I don't know. I don't know if she is an immaculate homeowner that used to be a landlord and her house looks exceptionally well. I don't know. I don't know that until I get into the house. I don't know if her kids and grandkids are living in the house and are just like destroying the upstairs of the home. Like, I don't know, right? We don't know that until we get in the house. So we never want to give them a number, because then you're going to walk into the house, you're going to check it out, and you're going to just feel like biting your tongue. Like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I told her it was 210 and now I'm in here and I have to tell her, I'm sorry, Miss Seller, because you hoard so much and you haven't done any maintenance to the house. It's actually going to be closer to 180. But we told her 210 because we knew she was going to like the number. You know, like, you got to stick to a range. Stick to the range, get in the house. Now, once you get in the house, you collect the last piece of information that you're missing. I was going to say evidence. I know, criminal minds over here, but you collect the last piece of information that you're missing, which is the condition of the home, and then any additional upgrades that might have not been explained, just additional information. You might see that, oh, like, crap, the garage is converted. I didn't realize that. Or they added on a bedroom or something, you know, like, you're going to collect that last piece of information. And then it's going to be easier for you to give them an actual set price once you're out there.
Denise, maybe a good answer to that point with that Lilia said about the escrow officer explaining everything on the closing. Maybe we can say, well, my challenge or my work is to get you ready at the closing table.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she's not understanding, the seller's not understanding that in order to get to the closing table, a lot happens before that. So her objection is valid from a seller standpoint. From somebody that doesn't know, it's a very valid objection. But you have to make them understand, well, a lot happens before you get to the closing table. And in order to get there, my title officer is going to explain everything to you also. My title officer is awesome. They're going to work with you and they're going to explain everything that you're signing at closing also. But before we get to closing, there's a lot that needs to happen. From presentation to signing documents to negotiating with the other party to inspections and how to deal with those inspections and negotiating on that as well. Like, there's just so much that needs to happen before we get there.
And there is a risk of failing the transaction to don't go through at closing.
Mm-hmm. Appraisals, like, do you know how much the house is worth? Like, what are you going to list it at? Do you understand what an appraisal is and how it can affect you? Most homeowners don't know that. You see, because most homeowners, On average, how many homes do people own in one lifetime?
7, I think so.
I guess 5, no?
3.
3?
We're realtors. Yeah, we're realtors. We'll buy a house every other year. We won't care. The average person is going to buy 3 homes in their lifetime. They're going to buy their starter home, and then they're going to upgrade to a larger home whenever the family grows, and then they're going to downgrade whenever they're ready to retire. Those are the 3 average home sales. So in reality, even if they're on the 3rd one, they've been spaced out so far. Like the last time that they sold was probably like 7 to 10 years ago. Things are different, you know? Most people don't know. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. There's a reason that we're here as professionals. There are a lot of good reasons that we're here as professionals, and we really truly are here to get the most for our client and to protect them. Don't forget to tell your clients that you're here to protect them, guys. We're not lawyers, but think about it. Who walks them through the contract? Who explains the contract to them? Who helps them negotiate? Who tells them, look, the going rate for earnest money, they're offering you $500? No way. No way. We need to ask for at least $1,000. They wouldn't know that if you didn't tell them that.
Denise, another thing is, even after all this year that I've been working as an agent, I still cannot tell people, like when at the minute that I went into the house and I looked like there is a hoarder that it has to crowd. I don't know how to tell people. I think, hey, I'm gonna hurt their feelings, and I never know how to approach that without hurting people's feelings. It's very hard for me. So even when they give me the listing and I say, oh my God, it's gonna be very hard to sell this house because it looks dirty and crowded and everything, but I don't know how to sell people. I can't tell people. I don't know how to handle that.
So 1, it's going to take practice. But 2, and I obviously this is where it comes from, but you have to take your emotions out of it. You have to understand that you're there as a professional. You have to kind of think about it like this. When you go to the doctor, does the doctor think about how they're going to hurt your feelings when they tell you that you have high cholesterol?
No, absolutely not.
Do they think about if they're going to hurt your feelings when they say you need to do more exercise, you need to eat better, you need to drink? Like, they don't. We're there for a job. And Lilia, they know. They know that their house is cluttered too. Their family has told them. They know that they can't walk 3 feet without stubbing their toe on something. Like, they know. Obviously, you have to do it gracefully, and here's how you do it. The first thing is, when you walk in, don't be overexcited about the house. I used to do this a lot when I first started, because we want to make them feel good and we want to build rapport, but you want to build rapport with them. So don't walk in and like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful, and oh la la. Even $1 million homes, I don't do that. You take your notepad and you write stuff down, and you say, can you give me a tour of the house, please? And you let them tour you. And as you're walking through the house, you're taking notes and you're asking questions. So the second you walk in, you're really just collecting information, and you just take notes. You don't have to speak on it yet. You're going to have your thoughts inside like, oh my goodness, like, whoo, this is going to be one of those, right? You'll have that. That's fine. You don't say anything. You just take notes, let them give you the tour, let them talk, ask questions. How old is the roof? Have you ever gotten it replaced? You know, any other upgrades, X, Y, and Z, right? Once you go through the entire house, you ask to sit at the kitchen table. When you sit at the kitchen table, if they have not yet asked you for a glass of water, you ask for a glass of water, okay? So why do we ask for a glass of water, guys? We've gone over this one. Why do we sit down at the kitchen table and ask for a glass of water?
Maybe to spend time with them, to make them invite you and spend a little bit of time, or make them feel comfortable, or I don't know. I didn't take that class.
A ver, Alvaro, do you remember?
I remember you told us to, because you are going through the house and this seller is gonna be all excited showing you everything, but to bring down the excitement and now to talk like serious numbers or something like that. Right,
so now we have to transition. And we ask for the glass of water to help us transition. Usually they're gonna offer you, like 80% of the time they're gonna offer you something to drink. If they offer you something to drink, say yes. If they haven't offered you anything to drink, you say, do you mind giving me a glass of water, please? Ask for something, okay? It's just gonna help with the transition, because as you're walking through the house, they're gonna get super excited about telling you about the house. And now you have to shift into, all right, now we're gonna sit down and talk business. Well, now we're gonna talk numbers. We're gonna talk about what needs to happen. And that's why it's also important that you go to the kitchen table. A lot of times they'll invite you into the living room where they have that center table. Try not to do that. Obviously, sometimes there's not a kitchen table available, or there's just stuff on the kitchen table. If it's not available, then it's not available. But you've gone through the whole house. You know where the kitchen table is. If there's enough space for you guys to sit down and talk at the kitchen table, you request to sit at the kitchen table. Okay, it's just like if they were to come into the office, you're not going to talk to them in the lobby where the love seat is. You're going to take them into the conference room where there's a table. So in this moment, you're at their home and their environment, but you have to control the appointment. And this is part of you controlling it. So you ask for the glass of water. It gives you guys a little bit of time to transition. At this point, you can do a little bit of small talk, like, oh, I love the decorations that you have in the kitchen or whatever. You're kind of building rapport. All right, now they sit down, and it's like, you can almost always hear the breath, like, okay, let's talk. What does it look like? They have been stressing about you coming to their house, Lilia, all week. They've been excited. They've been nervous. They've been anxious. So now you sit down. So the first thing that you're going to go over is you're going to go over the notes that you had. Actually, no. Sorry, you're not. You're going to go over your listing presentation. So we've talked about the listing presentation in Zone. If you guys haven't gone in there, there's a listing booklet. It's a template that's already created for you. All you have to do is go and plug in your name, your picture. You can customize it a little bit. We should be getting ours soon. Did we order ours? Not yet. Okay, so I'll probably have something for you guys to like, if you guys want to use one of mine, I should have them, I'm guessing by the end of the week or so. But I recommend that you guys get your own. I really recommend that you guys get your own, because you can go on Zone and you can put your face on it, your logo, all of that good stuff. And it's already done for you. It's already, and you don't need to print out a bunch of them. Just print out like 2 or 3, because you're not going to leave it there with them. Now, the listing presentation is basically your value proposition. It's everything that Norma was explaining to Lilia over the phone. It's your value proposition of, okay, so when you list a house, this is what the process looks like. This is what I'm going to do for you. Look, here are some before and after pictures of some homes that had staging versus some that didn't. Here's some of the houses that I've sold. Here's some of the records that I've broken. Whatever it is that you have in your listing presentation. Here are my preferred partners, X, Y, and Z. You're just kind of giving them an overview of what a listing agent is and what a listing agent does, okay? And then you're going to say, all right, now we're going to go into the numbers. Before you go into the numbers, you want to try to figure out what their number is. Now, remember, I don't care what they want to sell their house for, because they don't even understand what that number means. They're going to pull a number out of the air that means nothing. And they're gonna be like, I want $250,000. Like, really, where'd you get that number from? Well, on Zillow 3 years ago, like, who cares? What I wanna know is, I know I'm brutal, huh? But I don't care because they don't know. What I want to know is how much do they want to put in their pocket? I'm here to put money in your pocket. I'm not here to put a cute number on Zillow. Like, nobody cares about that. What I care about is, can I get you the money in your pocket that you want? If I can do that, I want you to sign before I leave. That's really all that the seller cares about. The seller cares about how much are they going to sell their property for? How much are they going to put in their pocket? And this second number is more important than the first number. The first number is all about their ego. That's all it is. The first number is about their ego. My house is so pretty that it sold for $250,000. That's all it is. That's really all it is. Or competition with the neighbors, but it really doesn't matter. The number that matters is how much are they going to put in their pocket? And then last but not least, how long is it going to take? Okay. Because in reality, they don't even care about my fees. Like, they do, but they don't. What they just want to know, can I get what I want? So I'm going to ask before I show her my numbers. So how much are you trying to put in your pocket after all expenses are paid? What's your best case scenario? If you could have it your way, what's the most that you can put in your pocket? 100,000. Okay, no, but for real. Sometimes they're gonna joke with you. That's fine. Laugh it off. Okay, but for real, like, realistically, how much do you really want to put in your pocket? That's fine if they want to joke with you, but don't leave it like that. Get that number, okay? Because what you're not asking them to give you a sales price. You're asking them the number that really matters. And by asking them the number that really matters, they can't go back to that sales price number. Like, even if they do, even if they're like, well, I want to sell it for $250. Okay, that's fine. We'll go over that. But I want to know what's going to make you happy. Like, how much do you need to put in your pocket? Because remember, Mrs. Seller, there's a lot of ways that I can work this. And I want to make sure that I strategically move everything around and set it up to where, let me rephrase. I want to list your home strategically to make you the amount of money that you really want to make. So she might say, okay, well, I've done some calculations. After everything's paid off, I would really like to at least have $30,000 because I'm going to be able to pay off some debt and I'm going to be able to have some money for my down payment for the next house. Okay, that's reasonable. Thank you. That's what I needed. Now let's go into the CMA. Now let me explain to you, do you understand how we get the value of a home? Some home buyers will say yes, some home buyers will say no. If they say yes, give them a quick interview or let them tell you what they think it is, just to make sure you guys are on the same page. Okay, so if they say, yeah, you got to look at the other properties that are around the neighborhood. Yes, correct. We're going to look at the other properties that are around your neighborhood. They also have to be around the same age and around the same style, okay? We're going to compare apples to apples. I can't compare apples to oranges. If they don't understand how to get the value, I'm going to give them a little bit more detail. I'm going to say, okay, so I'm not an appraiser, but I'm going to use a very similar strategy to what the appraiser uses. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at homes in your neighborhood that are very similar to your home in age and style. And I'm going to look at what they sold for. Now, only sold, not what they're listed for, because when they're listed, it's just a number. I could ask for $1 million. I could put my home on the market right now and ask for $1 million. Asking price is not a real number. The sold price is a real number. That shows what actually sold. So those are the numbers we're going to look at, and we're going to compare your home. And your home is going to value a very similar number to what these other homes sold. And we'll make adjustments accordingly. All right, now we're going to get into it based off of what I saw. Now, one more thing that I might add, if I haven't already figured out what they're willing to do. So usually while they're walking you through the house, they're going to tell you, oh, we're going to paint that wall. we plan on switching out this, and they're gonna tell you what they plan on doing already. If they haven't told you that they wanna do anything, I have to figure out, are they willing to put work into the property, or they didn't tell me that they wanted to do anything because they want to sell it as is. So that's another thing that I want to figure out. So, okay, Mrs. Seller, so are you planning on selling this property as is, or are you willing to put a little bit of work into it to get a higher value? Well, I mean, I really just want to sell it as is. Okay, great. So based off of what I've seen, based off of these numbers, I will even show them comparables so that they have something to work off. I like to take my laptop and show them the comparables on my computer so I can actually go through color pictures with them. That's what I like to do. I'll have the CMA printed out and I'll leave it with them. But to me, the paper is kind of, there's charts on there, there's numbers, whatever. I just really want to show them, like, look, these are the homes that we're comparing it to. Because what I've noticed is whenever they're trying to, I feel like they fight me less on the price when I'm able to show them a lot of pictures and in color what the neighbor sold for. So I can say, like, okay, so you see, we saw these comps. So based off of what we're seeing, I'm going to recommend that you list your home at $180,000. And then this is where they're going to, like, give them a minute, because they gotta, right? It's like you punch them in the chest. Look, we can get it up higher if you're willing to do a couple of things. Now, if you're willing to do X, Y, and Z, we can start a little bit higher. Is that something that you would be willing to do? You know what? For an additional $10,000, I can clean out the bedrooms and I can paint the walls. In reality, that'll get you an additional $10,000, cleaning and painting the garage, right? Now, me personally, I'm really big on, even if I'm selling a house as is, I make my sellers clean. They have to clean. I don't believe that I believe that I'm doing my clients a disservice if I don't make them do this. Because even a home on Yandell that's falling apart will get better offers if it's cleaned and decluttered than if you leave all of this junk in there. I explained this to them, like, you truly will get a better offer if you do this. I don't do that for them, and I don't recommend that you guys do it either. I've heard agents that'll go and help their clients clean. I really don't recommend you guys do that for liability purposes. Okay, if something were to happen to their house while you're in there, if something were to happen to their property, if you were to drop something, they might come back and try to sue you. So you for trying to be a good person, trying to help them, they could come back and try to sue you for that stuff. So just leave their stuff alone and let them do that. And then from there, I break down, okay, so based off of the sales price, after we take all the expenses into account, taking my commission into consideration and any expenses that you might have, this is what I'm anticipating that you net. I'll be honest, you guys, a lot of times I don't even say what the commission is. I just say it like that. I just say, like, after all the expenses, this is what you would net. Because the commission 6%, a lot of people know that already. And if they don't know that, I'm okay with them asking, but I want them to see, like, look, I'm going to be able to net you even more than what you wanted. So what's up? You ready to sign? Can I get to work? Now, if they ask about the commission, I break that down for them. Something that I do with the commission is I also offer them to reduce commission to 5% if I'm able to find the buyer and they're not represented, or if we get a buyer that's not represented. So that's an additional little perk that I give with the commission without them asking for it. But I usually go over it once we're signing the listing agreement. A lot of times they won't ask, and then they'll say yes, but I explain everything to them while they're signing the listing agreement. That's when I go into detail of how the commissions work. By that point, they're so far in. They're so far in, they're not going to say no. I've already told them what they're going to net. They're happy with it. They're ready to go. they've seen my value and it's just like go mode. I saw somebody in the messages said something about, well, what if they try to fight you on the commission? If you go into that listing appointment prepared, if you solidify your value proposition, you show up as the expert that you are, and you show them, hey, I'm going to make you every dollar for your every penny that you deserve. I'm going to get it for you. A lot of times they won't ask you. Now, sometimes they will. In the event that they do, I highly recommend that you guys do not reduce your commissions. I've said this story over and over and over again. I've been in a market before where the commissions were watered down. They got watered down so bad that nobody there will pay 6%. 4% to 5% is the norm there. In an entire city, in McAllen, Texas, if you go and sell something right now and ask for 6%, they're going to look at you crazy. They're going to rush you out the door. Nobody pays that anymore. And the reason that happened is because agents were reducing their commissions and they watered it down for everybody. So don't reduce your commission, okay? And you just explain to them, like, look, based off of everything that I have to offer, this is my rate. Now, trust me, I'm going to get you every single dollar. If I can sell it for more, I'm going to sell it for more. That's going to be better for both of us. But you really want to, if you want to not have to deal with that question, practice your listing presentation, practice your value proposition, go in there and own that appointment. You walk around that house like it's your house. You walk around that house like it's your listing and you own it. And I guarantee you're going to get less objections because they're going to look at you like, well, dang. Denise, yeah, do whatever you got to do.
Denise, I have a question. When you go to the listing presentation and you are prepared with your CMA to be able to give them the net proceeds, are you asking on advance to their payoff? Are you asking before the listing?
I usually like to ask, so it depends. If they bought their house not too long ago, I do want to ask. So I don't show up to any listings where there's not enough equity. But like at the last appointment or at the last training, I was explaining to the agents, right now, people that have owned their home for 2 years have equity. Never before have we seen that. But right now, of all times, most people have equity. So it's not a huge deterrent for me if I don't find out ahead of time. I usually ask during the appointment also.
And you know, even though we are not, people know that we charge 6%. If they don't see the amount, the total amount, not by percentage, the amount, if they don't see the amount in numbers, if they just think in a percent, but when they see the amount in numbers, and I know for sure if I do like I do have a program and everything is itemized, and I know that people, it might be scared when they see the amount in numbers of the commission, because they know 6%, but they don't know the amount in numbers if they don't, and if they don't do the math. So what you said that we might focus is to give them how much they will net, and not the exactly amount about the commission, because they will, sometimes people get scared and say, oh, they're gonna do that much, and they may not sign. And not that you are, ¿cómo se dice? Engañando.
Engañando, like...
Deceiving? ¿Cómo se dice en inglés?
Deceiving.
Deceiving, ándale. You are not, I need to practice my English, sorry guys. Deceiving.
It's okay, I couldn't think about it either. I'm like, engañando, sí lo entendí. But I don't know what it is in English.
You're not deceiving people, but you are when they see that the amount and number, they may be scared. So we may focus on in the presentation with the net sellers proceed.
So you just really want to shift their focus to what benefits them and what's important to them. Like, don't go in hesitating to ask for your commission. Like, guys, that's why you got licensed.
Yeah,
you got licensed to make money. You didn't get licensed to do this as a hobby. You're not doing this for fun. This is your livelihood.
Absolutely not.
You guys do this. You guys have to invest in your business up front. You have to invest in the listing up front. You have to take a risk in selling their house. That's another thing that we do as listing agents. That's why a lot of agents don't do listings, because they don't want to make that initial investment, or they don't have the means to make that initial investment. So we're making the initial investment in somebody else's property. And it's no surprise that we're going to get paid. Like, they don't expect you to do it for free. So just shift the focus to what's going to benefit them. And this goes for all your clients. Like, buyers sometimes they want to focus on, ay, pero el vendedor va a agarrar esto, la, 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 la. Well, shift the focus. Like, who cares what the seller's getting? Like, it's none of your business what the seller's getting or not getting. What do you want, the buyer? You want this house, right? Let me tell you what you need to do to get this house. That we just have to shift the focus.
Denise, in your listing presentations, when you tell them that they're gonna pay 6% commissions, do you tell them that percentage has to split in two or they think it's all for you?
No, I definitely explain that because it does help soften the blow. So I explain to them, all right, so this is usually when I'm going through the listing presentation, or I'll go through it if they ask. I'll say, all right, so remember when you purchased the home, you didn't pay for any commissions. All right, so you don't pay for any commissions as the buyer. You didn't pay for any commissions as the buyer. Now that you're a seller, you pay for commissions. And the way that it works is it's 6%, 3% goes to the agent that brings you the buyer, and 3% goes to the agent that's helping you list the property. Because I'm not necessarily always going to be the person bringing you the buyer. However, if we do get a buyer that's unrepresented and I can work both of the sides, I'm going to give you a discount of 5%. So I'm going to drop it by 1%. And that's it. I don't say anything else. That's it. That's the pitch. That's the elevator pitch. See how quick and easy that was? If they have questions, let them ask.
Denise, is because, well, talking about the commissions, like you said, never lower your commission, right? But we are seeing daily, and if we go to the MLS and see the listings, the new listings, you see that many agents are paying, or many sellers are paying just 2% to the buyer's agent. That means that most of the agents now are lowering the commission. And now if we don't want to lower commission, we are not on the game. So people or sellers are gonna hire people that charge them a 1 point less. And I'm seeing that many agents are doing that.
Yeah.
Paying 2 or 2.5 commission.
So I'm not going to say that I've never ever reduced a commission, you guys. If you absolutely have to do it, you have to do it, but you have to fight for it. Don't do it without fighting for it. Usually when I reduce a commission, honestly, usually it's because they don't have enough equity, and I do it more so to like get the deal done. I'm going to have to do it, or another agent's going to have to do it to get the deal done. I would rather reduce my commission than have my seller come to the closing table with money. I just feel like that's not in their best benefit. But you really want to solidify your value proposition. You don't go to a doctor's office and ask them for a discount. Why? Because they're a professional and they've worked for for their profession, and that's what they're worth. So make sure that you're fighting for your commission. And if that's like a last resort, I'm not going to tell you don't do it, because I've done it, it happens. But if you go in there and like I said, you really own that listing presentation and you own the value proposition, you make them understand what you're going to do for your money, then it helps them get out of the mindset of, well, why am I hiring somebody just to put up a sign? You already got rid of that mentality. Like, it's your job to help them understand all the work that goes into you listing their property and getting them what they want. And then again, the net proceeds. That's why it's important to find out, well, how much are you trying to net? Because if I can get you how much you're trying to net, what does it matter what I'm making? This is the going rate. It makes it harder for them to ask for you to reduce your commission, because then they look greedy, and they know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. And another thing, I think that it can be to this crazy market. The agents are charging less because they want to get as much listings as they can.
Yeah, it's true. Another thing is like reminding them, like I always like to start by reminding them that when you're a buyer, you're not going to pay for any commissions. That's why I always started off with, well, remember when you were a buyer, you didn't pay for any commissions. And hopefully if you had a good agent, they told you that when you went to sell, you were going to have to pay for commissions. So now that you're a seller, you pay for these commissions. But remember, when we go to buy a house, after we sell this and we go to buy a house, you don't have to worry about any commissions. I'm going to work just as hard for you and represent you 100% of the time, and you're not going to pay for any of that. So try to, again, you put that value out there and you shift the focus before they even have a chance to look the other way and start asking you these things. Obviously, it's a give and take. It's a little dance. You're still going to have people ask you. But the more you practice, the better prepared you come, the less you're going to get that hesitation and resistance. Okay. Connie, did you have a question still?
I just want to make a comment. It's about the commission. I remember one of the Megan's meeting. She told us that the way to manage the commission is to explain the seller that we can for 6%. Tell them that some other agents charge 7-8% commission, and another thing we should tell them is if we charge 6%, our company, not we, not us. But I think our company charge 6% commission.
Yeah,
and that way we can make just a few open houses. But if they wanna, if they want to pay 7%, we can make more things for them, like better. No, I'll use the drone and make more open houses, or if they wanna to pay 8%. So according to the commission, the work and the representation will be better for them.
And that's true. There are agents that charge 7%. I don't know about anybody charging 8% right now, but there are agents that charge a premium. I used to charge a premium, you guys. The company that I was with, we charged the 6% plus $5.99. We used to charge a premium and people used to pay for it. I have charged 7% also before. So remember, your commission is negotiable, but don't go in with the mentality of I'm the one that's charging the most, because you're not. 6% is the going rate. Now, again, if you need to reduce it to make the deal work, if it truly makes sense, then okay, but fight for it. And then like Connie says, you explain also, it's not me taking 6%. My company, my brokerage charges so the company charges 6%, and this is how it's allocated. And I'll even go as far as to say, now from that 3%, my company is going to take their cut, and then I'm going to get my cut. So there's a lot of people that need to be paid in the process. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your participation. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun with you guys. It's Monday. It's Monday. If you guys have not gotten out of your pajamas, go get out of your pajamas because it's already 12:30. Okay? Go do some prospecting, guys. It's Monday. Go get some pictures of a property. If you have nothing to do, go tour a home. Tour a home and put the videos on social media. Do something, please. It's March 1st, beginning of the month. Let's get a lot of contracts in this month so that we can have a bomb April, a bomb May, and a bomb June.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.